DragonCon. We're here in the Marriott in the Loft, and I have Harry Turtledove with us. Harry, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to be here.
Now, you have some history with the conventions, and I believe you've been to this one a few times now.
This is my second or third time.
Yeah,
yes.
it all kind of blends together. All those crazy long partying nights that you do, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, I'm notorious for that. And
We've
other
heard
fantasies.
Stories. and that's the beautiful thing about the fantasies here. It's the land of imagination here at DragonCon. So you've been here a few times now.
Yeah.
So, you know, what's something that you're always like really itching to see at the convention? Is there anything in particular?
One of the fun things at a show like this is just to do people watching, not just the people in the costumes, but the people who are the science fiction fans who come here, because DragonCon, of course, is the big media thing and the big costume thing. And there's a pretty good medium-sized science fiction convention buried inside it.
You would
too.
believe that. I've heard that rumor, actually.
Yeah. It's true, it's true.
And that's one thing I've always loved, because it got its roots, you know, with sticking with the author base and things like that, and just kind of evolved into this.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm not even sure how to describe it anymore. It's so mega.
That's what happened with Comic-Con down in San Diego too. Yeah.
Got the start.
Yeah.
Well, with this show in particular, you know, you mentioned the people watching and things like that. Is there anything like particular that or is it just like you're just taking it all in?
Oh no, it's taking it all in, because this is a gestalt that you really don't find in a whole lot of places. You find it here, you find it at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
I was there last month. You find it, I guess, at the New York Comic-Con. I can't speak to that one because I haven't gone. You know, but there just aren't many things like this. This is, you know, and it's very enjoyable.
Well, with the traveling, you mentioned that because we're such a focal, you know, with people from all over the world that come here.
Absolutely.
Where's someone that, like, with your fan base and with your history, where's someone like that you met at one of these shows that you're like, why did you come all the way here?
Well, I mean, science fiction conventions all draw that kind of crowd. They'll, you know, any reasonably sized con will draw people from all over. So that kind of thing happens. You know, it's the same as with any other hobby / obsession, whatever you want to call it.
It's a fine line.
You go to where the people who are crazy like you go.
Yeah. And I would definitely say that there's a lot of crazy here in the best ways possible. So.
Oh yeah, and sometimes not in the best way as possible. People are human beings, you know, which is good point and bad point.
We do our best to encourage, you know, but those authors, you really have to watch out for them. They're the craziest ones here.
We are dangerous people. I mean, we can mess up the lives of people we never even meet.
That's so true.
You know,
you have to really consider that, how much control you have over the emotional and spiritual.
That's not just it. But I mean, okay, I picked up a secondhand book when I was 14 years old, and if I hadn't picked up that book, I wouldn't be sitting here talking with you right now. I mean, writers are dangerous people.
What was that book?
The book was Lest Darkness Fall by L. Sprague de Camp. And if I hadn't had that book, if I hadn't read it then, I was a science fiction person. And I was a science person. I was going to be an astronomer. I got into Caltech. I flunked out of Caltech at the end of my freshman year because calculus was tougher than I was.
I completely understand that, yes.
And I ended up with a doctorate in Byzantine history from UCLA because I got interested in it.
How does one go from calculus to Byzantine history?
Well, that was Lest Darkness Falls.
That's specifically for that's fantastic.
That's how I got interested in it. And if I hadn't bought that book, then I wouldn't have the degree I have. I wouldn't have written most of what I've written. I would have written something. I already had the bug.
Right.
But it wouldn't have been this stuff. I wouldn't be married to the lady that I'm married to because I met her when I was teaching at UCLA. When the fellow I studied under had a guest gig in Greece. Wouldn't have the kids I have. Wouldn't be talking with you right now. I mean, you know.
And it all comes down to a book.
Other than that, it didn't change my life a bit.
Not radical changes at all then.
No,
so, yeah,
not at all.
This would have been the course in general.
It's alternate history on the micro-historical level. If somebody else had bought that book, I would not be sitting here right now.
So maybe you should do like an alternate autobiography then, since
people have done that for a con bio. A friend of mine did something like that.
It's one time and it completely goes off the rails.
Exactly.
But and that's one thing I think as authors, it's not. I think responsibility is a strong word, but it's still an accurate one. You still have that power, that ability to inspire
really
and change lives.
It's alarming because a few years ago, I was talking at a Byzantine Studies conference because I've done a historical Byzantine novel, a straight historical. And a graduate student came up to me and said, you know, I got interested in this stuff because I read your Agent of Byzantium, which is an alternate history set in the Byzantine Empire. And I thought, oh my God, what have I done? And then I thought, what goes around comes around.
Oh yeah, no joke. I mean, so my father introduced me to your works on a more personal level with like the Guns of the South and those kind of things. That led me to like the Into the Darkness series, which is fantastic. And the way you're able to take these things and just add that nice little twist or reskin it like you did with the Darkness series, it's fantastic.
Good phrase, by the way, reskin it. I
reskin
like that.
It.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Like that.
I've inspired. And we're done. No. but on a professional and a personal level here, I just want to thank you so much for your time and making it back down to the show this year.
It's my pleasure, believe me.
Hopefully we'll see you out there. You don't have a table, but he's got some panels. Check him out. Come see him.
Run screaming.
Run screaming. Whatever creates the best draw of attention. So here, thank you so much for your time,
Thank you very much.
All right, DragonCon, have some fun out there.